Welcome to Tao Living, the Art of Living podcast with your host, Luke Corletto, where you will be supported to remember that you are the driver and not the vehicle, so that you can walk your life in trust. Yati Or provides breathwork and training exercises for people seeking to uncover themselves through an insightful space with an authentic voice, helping them feel recharged and giving them practical tools to overcome illness and live a healthy lifestyle. Born in Bulgaria and raised in Israel, Yati started his studies of Ayurvedic medicine, massage therapy, yoga, and meditation. It became his life purpose to share the abilities to heal with others. Yati dedicated himself to the art of breath and ice therapy, using the Wim Hof method as an instrument to awaken the body, mind, and spirit. Living in Pachamama since 2004, an ecological community and powerful gateway to profound, transformative growth located in Costa Rica. Yati has leveraged this space as a platform for a deep voyage into healing, self-acceptance, and expansion of consciousness. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my friend, teacher, and just an amazing, beautiful soul on this planet, Yati. And before he starts to share, I'm going to ask him to share something specifically. I would like to add this to the intro that I just shared. I first met him in Costa Rica, where he lives now and has for the last 20 plus years. And just the beauty of this man, we met at the center, the retreat center, Pachamama, but then he invited me to his home. And we just met, I mean, like moments ago. And this just open-hearted willingness just to bring me into his home and then introduce me to some beautiful forms of breath work and definitely cold submersion for up-leveling the nerve system. And then we just bonded because he and his wife are just such beautiful souls who are on a mission of service to support people and humanity and all living entities. Just a gorgeous man. So I'm grateful for his willingness to come and play with us today. So Yati, I would love for you to start with your personal story of what took you from your previous life of the business world into now what you've been committed to for decades, which is healing and transformation of obviously yourself first, and as you bring it to your students, clients, and the people of the world. If you wouldn't mind starting there, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it feels heartwarming how you tell the story and to look at it from the side and to look at this path. Always humbling to meet people on the way, and on this path, the more we connect, the more we meet people like us walking the path and supporting each other. I remember when you helped me with the alignment, and I become a bit more aware of my alignment. And you gave me this ball I use sometimes to massage the back. Yeah, it seems like we attract, so that the people that are listening today, I guess they also are listening because they have something to receive and to give, and to this connection, interconnectedness that we are creating, and it's growing and growing. I would like to start with the first, it's interesting. I traveled to India, and my background was before I practiced yoga with Master Khalil, which is in Israel. And I was supposed to travel Sri Lanka for a surf trip. And the master told me, when you reach India, buy me the book of the Iyengar, the complete book of yoga of Iyengar, which is very special book. And I thought to myself, I told him, look, Khalil, I'm going to Sri Lanka. I'm going for a surf trip. I'm not going to India. He told me, when you get there, just buy the book. Don't worry about it. I was like, what? I said, okay. I went to Sri Lanka, and I had a surfing accident. The board went into my eye and broke my bone here, and I almost took my eye, and it was very much a shock. And I had to stop surfing. I was a surfing trip. And I start writing the diary and start to ask fundamental questions: who I am, why I come here. And I was doing everyday pranayama, breathing. And I start to ask these fundamental questions. I went into a motorbike trip and I met this girl, really fall in love. And she told me, I'm going to India. I said, okay, I'm coming with you. And 2 days after, I was in India. But this is where the story starts. This is the background. The story starts, I go into the train to go to, it's a 3.5 day train that you are in the train, and I buy the ticket. 7 o'clock, I'm in the train. First thing, I order some food and I eat this food and I feel I cannot breathe. Like I'm like fully like fully I cannot breathe. And I'm in the train and we are already on the way very close to Rajasthan, which is desert. It's India. I'm by myself and I start to puke. I see all my eyes full red and I'm fully like shivering. And I see that this is my death coming because this is it. And in India, when death comes, they realize it's a rebirth. They are not so much into you're dying in the train. It's okay. It wasn't something for us in the West. Somebody's dying. People are in shock. They just came to me. They put their hand. They gave me some cream. They're willing to help, but it's something normal. I mean, you are in the normal train. Everybody on the floor. It's okay. Whatever is passing is okay. It's accepted. It's not a and it brought me into these memories that I have from the age of 3, 4, 5, that my father told me about the yogis, the rishis. By the way, you see in the back here, I have a color from the monks. I always use this color. It's coming from India. And he told me about it, that we have the ability to control our breathing pattern. We have the ability to lower our heart rate. We have the ability to stop the heart. And I was like, sit in meditation, very still. And I said, if my father was right, I'm going to survive, because if this is true, I can stop my heart rate and survive it, survive the asthma attack. Because I reached a point, I was very hardly taking the air out. So it was like, so barely no air. So there was no air. And then it came a moment, it's like an old Mac computer, then everything becomes into a little point, and then this point disappears. Then became like a black screen. And then I look, I mean, you inside, I'm sitting meditation. See black screen. I was like, wow, what is this? Then the black screen disappeared. And then there was nothingness. And then all these endorphins and things in the body released. So you feel so good. It's the best thing. Like you feel so good because you let go of the density of this realm, the physical realm. It felt amazing. I was like, all right. I was like, like a deep breath inside. I mean, I was not breathing, I think. It's like, but this is how it felt. So light, so light. You don't have a body. You don't need to take care of it. I was like, cool. All right. So what's next? Let's play. What's next? What is the next planet I'm going? What is it? Suddenly I hear a voice. You're not finished yet. I was like, what do you mean finish? What, I need to do something? I'm just a surfer. I found a nice girl and I got flying to meet her. What do you want from me? They say, no, 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 you're coming back and you'll be a healer and you're going to heal people. I said, what do you mean healer? How I heal? I don't know how to heal. I mean, no worries. Now you have all the tools, all the blessings from us. Go ahead and finish your mission on planet Earth. Because each person here, each soul have a mission. Your mission is now to be a healer. I said, okay, if this is what I need to do, so I will go for it. Then I came back into the body, but I came back in a different state, different vibration, state of awakening. I call it awakening because there was no more identification with the self. there was this, and there was a big gap between the self and the body. So I was still in the body, I was present, but there was a big gap. So I was able to just close my eyes and sit in meditation, expand, and able to be content in this. But for the body, as most of the humans that awaken in this planet share their story, the body collapsed. I had a high fever for 1.5 months. High fever, nausea. I mean, the body it's very hard for the structures of the cells to contain this separation. But my spirit was strong, so I was traveling India, and I was mostly by myself, sitting in silence, and then I started the journey of Ayurveda, studying Ayurveda, and seeing how, because there is a big gap. There was a big gap. I was there. I felt the contentment. I knew my mission. I was a kid by 19 years old, no education, no money, it's like, now, how to do this mission? I needed the tools. So I started to study Ayurveda, and Ayurveda gave me the tools, the doshas. I find Ayurveda the most complete understanding about the human condition and our relationship with the stars, with the food, with the doshas, with the three pillars that we have, the three doshas, how to see that each imbalance is connected to one of the doshas that we can bring back. And it gave me very good tools to walk this path and to start to support people. And then I was every day also with the yoga and pranayama and meditation. Then I moved to Pachamama, and this opened up. I met Ayama, my wife, and she told me about Pachamama. I thought, okay, I'm coming with you. I knew this is the place I can flourish, because the awakening master, you are collected very beautiful people here that walk the path, and its foundation of seeking the truth and sharing the truth, and it's a fertile ground for people like me to flourish and to learn more and to expand and meet. And Pachamama helped me to ground and to bring this ground to more people. But I still had to be as normal human being, living normal life. And my wife told me, okay, you like Pachamama, now let's build a house. And then I had to forget all this and be because it's a game of forgetfulness we are playing. Now, if you listen to this, you know that many of the times you forget. Sometimes you decide to be this. One time you were born as a businessman, as a preacher, as the guru, as a doctor, as a mother, as a father. You were always born. But we would like to play this game of forgetfulness till we want to come back to this, till we said enough of forgetfulness. But I wanted to. So I went into the business world, and we opened up a business to build a house. But this forgetfulness was pretty sweet. Suddenly I'm age of 24, running a successful business. I'm like, wow, okay, I have workers, I have money. And I wanted to explore the ego and the self till where it can go. I was screaming at people. I was like, no, you do this way, my way. I was very power controlled, because this can go also in the other side. And no, let's raise the price. Let's make more money. Why? So I really went to this play and to firing people, just coming, hey, you fired, go home. And just to see what is this self, what is this game of control, power. And I went to experience this, and I went with this. And maybe even in a bit harmful way to some people. And I still like have to, balance it. There is a price for every behavior that we. So I still have some debt in the government, and people sue me. I was in court. Yeah, it's like it directly. You have to pay the price. So, but I wanted to experience, and I believe it's very important to give expression to the things, not in a harmful way, but to give expression and total expression. If the self come, to be with the self. If pain come, to be with the pain. And I was running the business, but after 12 years, the business was not running with my wife, definitely, the business. And after 12 years, the business was in a very difficult situation. And one day I see myself sitting in the chair there in one of the malls. We are selling cosmetics in the malls, and I see myself, and I see all this. Life is collapsing. I don't have money to pay the workers. I'm gonna lose, and this business is finished. But this identity of Yati, the businessman, 2 houses, money, driving everywhere, traveling, collapse. And this new identity, it was very, very painful to accept this, because I kind of like this new identity. It's not so sexy to be a healer and to be this awakening. Today, everybody run to achieve more. And I was in that state, and this collapsed. I was able to see it. Very, very painful. And then I was in that stage, but it took months of pain, because didn't know what to do. A friend, Or Ilan, was that time in Pachamama. He was teaching Tantra, yoga, awareness, and he offered me to do a breath work. He came to the city, he said, Yati, let's do a breath work. I want to show you one very special method. Now I think to myself, what he wants? Like breath work? What? How are we gonna say I have to pay workers? I have to do this? And it's like, what breath work will change something now? But I said I will give it a chance. I trust the guy. I have a good feeling. So we climbed the hill near my house in Escazor. It's a little mountain, and we sat. Then he told me, just sit, relax, and take a deep breath, and let it go. Take a deep breath. The clarity came, and everything aligned. That my purpose of life came back. I said to myself, this is what I want to do. Feel this alignment of all the senses, the thoughts, the connection to the body. This is what I want to do. Told me this guy, there is a guy named Wim Hof. It's a Wim Hof method. So I don't care what is this. This is what I'm going to do in my life. And since then, this is what I'm doing everywhere. I travel around the world, and very successfully, because it's a method that can support all human beings. Just connect the center to the self and to this connection.
So, Yati, before you go down that road, which I definitely want you to, I would like to unpack some of what you just shared, which is an incredible life cycle already in a few moments that you shared through your own personal experience. So, ladies and gentlemen listening, some of the pieces that I would like to extrapolate and then have Yati expand them, unpack them some more. One is, for those who have been listening to the Art of Living podcast for a while, Tao Living, the tagline is, when you remember that you're the driver, the spirit, the soul, and not the vehicle, the body, then you can walk your life in trust. So here's this young kid on a train who's having an experience that, if in the Western culture, everybody around would have been freaking out and then calling ambulances because of this apparent, right, to the judgment of what his body was going through, of something bad and wrong, versus he's in a different culture that sees it completely different and is just at peace with supporting them, but letting him go through his process, to the point that if he left his body on the train, that was okay. There was going to be no interference with that process. It wasn't viewing it as wrong. And because of the Western culture and the models that drive fear intentionally in the Western culture, causes us to break the cycle of trust in a healing process. So which happens a lot, right? This is my forte. If Yati was in the Western culture, then most likely he wouldn't have gone through that process. He would have been brought somewhere. He would have been diagnosed and treated They would have put chemicals in his body that would have stopped all of the reactions or healing that his body was expressing, which would have stopped the cycle of him going deep within himself. And it would have interfered the process, and he would have never experienced that, at least during that time. Maybe it would have surfaced later for sure. And so what I'm bringing up is this fear and judgment that we've been all taught, that when our body is expressing something, it's teaching us, but we've been taught that it's wrong and it's broken, and we should be afraid, and we should run to interfere, FEAR, interfere with the process of what's happening. And what me and Yati are sharing with you is learn to trust that. Remember who you be. And then there are ways to engage in the process to help your system come online, which he's definitely going to share some practical applications of that here throughout this process, throughout this interview for sure. And as he was sharing is that even when he came back into his body, that his body was still expressing for like a month, right? Fever. And so if that's judged as bad, then we're still going to attack it because there's something wrong, versus the recognition that he had and shared was, I came back in as in a higher vibration, but my body needs to catch up to that, right? So the body now has to upgrade. And in order to do that, it has to go through its own cellular upgrades. Physiologically, it's going to break down and rebuild to a higher place, not a weaker place, a higher place. And everything we do to either support that process will expedite and create resolution in the up-leveling of the body, so it can run better current, if you will, higher frequencies. Or if we interfere with that process, we keep it stuck in old models of functioning and behavior. And so that's a radical piece. Anyway, so I just wanted to bring that to attention of the listening audience. And if you'd like to take that and unpack it some more, and how you chose to do that, what tools you chose to work with that, or anything around that package, great. And if not, you want to move somewhere else, let's rock.
Yeah, you amazingly you share it in the best way. Yeah, thank you for, it's really beautiful. Yeah, so from that stage, I saw the body needs support to live in these higher frequencies. So I was avoiding the crowds in India. I would sit in more in meditation, eating little, drinking a lot of liquids. I even had a very interesting meeting, a very beautiful story. I didn't go out so much of the hotel, but one day I went out. They told me there is a place of meditation and there is a master there. And I went down, and this is very interesting because this is something extraordinary, what I'm going to share now. And I see an older guy with a woman eating chapati. And as I go closer to him, before I was in the stage that I would see my thought, and I had a little bit of space between me and the thought. When I went to him, there was complete blankness. My brain was not able to think. This kind of sage, and I never met a sage like this before. But when you come closer, it sounds mystical, but it exists. I'm telling you. You come closer to him, you're blank. You cannot think. I'm just like. The second day he invited me to come, I didn't go. I was afraid. I mean, what is this? I cannot think. I am blank. So just to give you what is happening in India, this thing exists. These people are living in India. I mean, they live all over the world, but in India, they are flourished and nourished more by society. So you can, they appreciate it as sages, and his sister was taking care of him, and he was just in the meditation every day and teaching yoga. And his sister was in service to provide him the physical, like whatever he needed, food, shelter. Yeah, very beautiful. So this integration into life took maybe 1.5 years of integration. And now we go back into the Yati that discovered the Wim Hof method and starting to do it every day. Suddenly I was like, wow, this is amazing. It brought me into that space. And I want to again interfere this story and say a moment. Another friend of mine, Adam, we were sitting in the evening. He told me, Yati, imagine you could do what you love one day. Instead of selling now in the mall and making money, doing what you love in life. I was thinking, what possible to do what what I love? Everybody work for money. I love money. I can do what I want with the money. Who cares about what I love? I mean, and I believe I'm doing the healing just by my presence, which is true. You don't have to do anything special. If you are a healer, whatever you will do, it will be healing. Even if you scream at somebody, yeah. In the higher realms, yeah. You better not scream, but if you're a healer, whatever you will do, you will express it. But he said, imagine that you do what you love. And I try to imagine it. It looked very far away to imagine. I try to imagine it. And this moment where I'm speaking with you, I'm living it. And it's a great blessing to be in that space.
Mm.
And the Wim Hof method helped me to go into that track very directly. Wim Hof method put me into that track because I started to do the breathing every day and taking the cold shower, then teaching it with more people, and I see the results are very direct and immediate. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I can even, then I was like, wow, I just put a chest freezer in my house. I start bringing people. And I was in the stage after closing my business in very, very difficult financial situation. But I started doing this, and I always had cash to eat, always money to eat and to grow. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm doing what I want, and I get paid for it enough to survive. But who cares more? I mean, you're doing good. People are happy. You have enough for your basics. I was like, damn, this is enough. That's it. I'm happy. And I met amazing people across the way. That's why this is how I met you. And this path brought me into this direct link. And then I traveled to meet Wim Hof himself in Netherlands. I began the journey of becoming a Wim Hof instructor, which took me 3 years trek. First, I studied the online course, Fundamentals, it's called. We can put it maybe in the link for the people who wants to study the method in the Wim Hof method website. And then after this 3 months course, I was already in much higher vibration, and I start to understand really the method of the Wim Hof and to apply it into life, and then to share it with more and more people, because I said, wow, it's overwhelming. I need to share it with more people. And then meeting Wim Hof in the Netherlands, it was mind-blowing experience, because first time I meet him, he just sat in the ice bath, he closed his eyes and he said, and I look at the watch, because he said for 10 minutes, fully relaxed, fully present, like just, and I was, wow. Then he came and he started to talk with us, and I was blown away. This is not this is higher vibration. I would say he's in state of fourth dimension. I mean, his frequency is in the fourth dimension. Just higher frequency that I was blown away that this is the potential of the human experience, but in a human body. It's mind-blowing. And I was like, wow, this is a master. I'm willing to learn. And he said, my master is nature. My master is the code. And he always reminded he doesn't want to be treated as a master. He wants always to be leading the way back to nature, back to the element. And this is what we are doing as the Wim Hof practitioners and the Wim Hof ambassadors. We are ambassadors of nature, ambassadors of the element, ambassadors of the human potential that is forgotten. And the main reason for this is we disconnected ourselves from nature. Like when we feel a bit cold, we put coat. When we feel hot, we put the AC. When we something not comfortable, we are going away. We are not able to deal with life in a proper way. This alienation from nature, from ourselves, bring illness. Each illness is a doorway that it gives us a signal. Hey, look, you have you can open up this way. Now you have asthma. You can heal it and you can start breathing correctly. You can heal your body with asthma. But if you take the pills or whatever, but you have opportunity. So each illness is a doorway, opportunity to receive healing that you need right now and to go into the higher dimension, the higher happy lifestyle, healthy, and this is how I see it. And the Wim Hof allow us to go there.
Yes.
As we would like to say it,
yeah. Yeah. So again, just on that point, this is what Yati just said is the way he summarized it is just so delicious that each, so what I refer to it this way, and people listening to the podcast for any length of time have heard this. There are powers that be, because they make billions and trillions of dollars in a business model to keep us afraid and disconnected, right? So it's an economically driven process. It's not by accident. To continually teach us to we're broken and weak machines that can't function and can't self-heal, which is absolutely nonsense. And then we're taught to see illnesses as something to be afraid of, and recognition that indeed we're broken and weak, versus the beauty that Yati just said, which is there are opportunities, right? So that's my big thing is if we take away the umbrella that everything's a medical problem or a medical condition, and the only person that can help you is a medical doctor, that's the marketing of that entire $1 trillion industry. The truth is everything is a healing opportunity, period. Whatever the label you want to put on it, from asthma to colic to cancer, anything, it's a healing opportunity. It is your opportunity to reconnect with yourself and heal part of yourself, part of your life, to take you to the next level. When you engage in that journey, then you get resolution and keep growing and getting healthier and more dynamic and more vibrant. When we follow the other model, we get sicker, broker, weaker, more afraid. And that's not judgments. Those are just true, observable and objective facts, right? And as the listening audience, you get to choose your path. Just recognize which one's serving you, which one's really going to help you achieve what it is you're after. And so what Yati's offering you is opportunities to do just that. Learn to listen to what your body, what your system, what your spirit is telling you. And then there are great tools connecting with nature, the elements, in order to bring yourself back online and get stronger and healthier in the process. So I just wanted to anchor that point there, because it's there for all of us, right? When we see somebody like a Wim Hof or anybody else in the marketplace, on the planet, who's showing us what's possible in the human condition, including all the sage and saints and masters that have come before, that they're not showing off. they're reminding us of what we're all capable of. It's not for any special sect of people. It's for all of us. We just need to engage in the work.
Yeah, totally. And today we simplify it in the way that the Wim Hof method, it's so simplified by so ancient technique of igniting the inner fire. And truly, many people come and I ask them what you suffer from, and they tell a story. Not to sound offensive, but really I don't care the story, because what we are doing is we ignite the inner fire. I bring back the circulation. We bring back the connection to coming back into the human body, to to the feeling, the sensations, and the body can heal himself. I trust this, and I know this, and I've seen it in hundreds, of not thousands of people. So this is how it works. And the label are nice, but if we are able to disidentify with the label, it's even nicer, because the label and identifying with the label is bringing the physical illness into the body. I mean, it works that simple. If you're able to disidentify it, you are able to start the healing process.
For 100%. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen. When we're talking about labels, is the terminology given to any expression of the body. So, asthma is a label. Arthritis is a label. Cancer is a label. Anything, and it could be a label of a mental imbalance or physiological imbalance. They're labels. When we identify with the label, then we stay stuck in the story of what that label stands for. So even when you're attempting to do healing processes and you keep reaffirming the label, you're attempting to go in two different directions at the same time. Versus what Yati just said is, if you're willing to just disidentify with the label, not to disrespect what your system's saying by any means, just take the label off, right? Versus, hey, my hands hurt. Great. That's an honest statement. Versus, I have arthritis. You're now claiming it. So this level of conscious languaging either traps you into a story that's hard to unravel from, or when you use conscious language differently, you can set yourself free, especially when you're doing work to move yourself into the next level. So yes, sir, if you'd like to share some of the beautiful, if you want to give the listening audiences some taste of the breathing process that can begin people's journey of transformation, we'd be grateful.
Totally. Just before that, I would like to add on the tools of disidentified and these tools, how to disconnect from this label, are not by fighting the label, but bringing back the light and bringing back the knowledge that we have the power to decode ourselves and to give in clear order. I'm happy, I'm healthy, and to start to bring this clear order into the body and into the cells, because you have that ability. I mean, you have that ability as human being. Now, your human body, you have that ability to be healthy and to be strong, and definitely you have that ability to live in this body in a healthy way till the last day, and to live with your full potential. So you have it. It's not like something that you need even to learn. You practice and connect to the body. And the breathing exercises will remind you that as the connection. So that's why I really love them, and that's why I recommend everybody to work with it. It's very simple. So yeah, we're gonna do some breathing session. How we are with time?
We're good. We've got about 10 minutes. If you can, if that's not to whatever, take that space, brother. Take the space and the way you need to serve people. So we'll do what's necessary. And as you just shared that last piece, the visual of the quote from Michelangelo, for me, when they asked him, like, how do you know how to carve, David into the marble? And he's like, I don't. I see David and I carve away what doesn't belong to him. And so, as Yati was just talking about, is the recognition, because we've been uneducated, or we've been educated out of the place, that our natural state is just wellness. We're well. We're already whole and healthy. We've put mud on the light. We just need to remove the mud. The light's already present, and then light gets amplified. So when people are, even the mindset, as Yati was just saying, right, start affirming to reconnect to the truth. I am healthy. Yet it sounds like a lie if you're feeling ill. Well, that's just because you've been running stories to reinforce the illness or the weakness, but you're not. You're not weak and fragile. You are an amazing ball of light and pure potential. So the willingness to start seeing yourself differently, to then know that that's real. Your true nature is already whole and healthy. Let's remove what you've put on to block the light and the wellness, because it's already present.
Yes, with this note, let's see how we can send it with the power of the breath to all the cells of the body. And I'm gonna share with you the Wim Hof method. So
if you're driving, ladies and gentlemen, if you're driving, either pull over and listen or wait till you get home before you listen to the rest of the podcast, right? Truly, because if you engage in this process, it will put you in a beautiful state, but you do not want to be operating heavy machinery while you're doing this. So just a side note, and then I'll quit talking. So please, sir, thank you so much.
Exactly what I was about to say.
Sorry for the interruption.
And perfectly stated in the best way. If you're pregnant, also it's not the practice for you. The Wim Hof breathing. If you're epileptic or suffer from this is it. Yeah. So basically, just find a comfortable place to sit, and maybe you would like to be sitting straight with your back, or you want to lay down, which I recommend the best. Just laying down, place some pillow under your knees so the lower back is straight and fully relaxed. And I'm going to share with you the Wim Hof method breathing exercise, which is the first pillar of the Wim Hof. And the breathing exercise are to create circulation, to create movement, to change our chemistry. What we are doing, we are changing our chemistry, rising up the alkalinity in our blood. This we have it proven by science. So we are able to change our chemistry just by breathing. As Wim Hof say, we are the alchemists. And yes, we can do it. And the breathing is also a way to connect us more into the senses. So if emotions come up, sensations, any feelings, it's good to be with them, but stay with the method, with the breath. I'm gonna guide you through that. So stay with the breathing, but whatever comes, it's okay. It's perfectly fine. You might feel tingling sensation. You might feel lightheadedness. So it's perfectly fine. The breathing have three phases. The first phase is the active. We're gonna do 30, 40 deep breaths. That really deep breaths, like we breathe into the belly, the chest, the head. You can breathe through the mouth or through the nose. And these breaths are very active, like fully in and then letting go. So you will have to really bring all your totality into those breaths. And then after 30, 40 breaths, we're gonna move to the second phase, breath hold with empty lung. We're gonna let the air out and we're gonna do a breath hold. And in this phase, we're gonna fully relax. We're gonna focus on relaxation, just relaxing the face, the body, everything fully relaxed. Till we feel the urge to breathe. And then we take that deep recovery breath, the third phase, deep recovery, and we hold it for 10, 15 seconds. These are the three stages of the breathing. Now to learn more about the breathing, you can visit the website or also connect me after. We will put maybe the links, the email and my social media, so you can learn more about these things. Definitely the link of the Wim Hof method, which is very beneficial there. It's a lot of science. And so with that, let's start. Let's go for the first round of the Wim Hof method breathing. Let's start the first round breathing through the nose, I recommend you. So let's start with deep breaths into the belly, the chest, the head. The head means just fully up and then letting go. But don't force the exhalation. So make it circular. Belly, chest, head, and letting go. Deeply in and let it go. Deeply in and let it go. Exactly. Stay in that rhythm. Deeply in and letting go. Again, if you feel the lightheadedness, tingling sensation, just be with it. Deeply in and letting go. Deeply in. Letting go. I'm breathing through the mouth. You can breathe through the nose or through the mouth. I recommend again through the nose. Into the nose. Out through the mouth. Full capacity into the nose. Out to the mouth. Now create a wave into the belly, the chest, the head. And this wave is creating a circulation and it's creating a massage. The internal organs are massaged. We bring more blood into the internal organs deeply and letting go. Good. Stay with me. Deeply in. Thirteen more breaths. Deeply in. 13, 12. Deeply in. 11. Deeply in. 10. Deeply in. Deeply in. 9. Let's continue. 8. Deeply in. 7. Deeply in. 6. On the exhalation, relaxing the body. Bring exhalation and bring relaxation on the exhalation. 5. 4. 3 more breaths. 2. 2 more breaths before the breath hold. Deeply in and letting go. Now 1. Deeply in and deeply out. Last one. Deeply in and fully out. One more. Fully in. And this time let the out. And on the exhalation, hold your breath on the exhalation. Perfect. Breath hold starting from now on. Perfect. Enjoy this relaxation, this breath hold, this change of chemistry that you have created in your body. If your body is tingling, your body temperature is changing, it's perfectly fine. Connect to your heartbeat and see that you do have the ability to slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. If on any point you feel the urge to breathe, don't force it. Just take that recovery breath in and hold it for 10, 15 seconds. Otherwise, we're going to do it together in 10 seconds. Just focus on the relaxation. Bring this relaxation to all the cells of the body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deeply in. Hold it. Focus on the pineal gland, the third eye. Just focus there. Hold the breath. Now relax the body and let the air out gently. Very good. Let's move to the second round. This round, we're going to breathe through the mouth. Deeply in. Letting go. Deeply in. Letting go. Deeply in. Focus on the inhalation, bringing the new vitality in. And let the air out. Bringing new vitality. Changing the cellular level. Deeply in and let it out. Make it circular. Deeply in and let it out. Now you have the ability to change your chemistry, and this is what you are doing. So feel the new chemistry and allow it to reach all the cells. by simply focus on that, your mind and your attention into that deeply in and letting go. If you find yourself slowing down now or drifting away, thoughts, emotions, I invite you to come back into that moment deeply in and letting go. Deep breath in, massaging those internal organs. And now on the exhalation, I'll encourage you to exhale with the sigh. So it's going to be like deeply in. On that sigh, you allow the tension and everything to let go. You have the ability to release tension with the exhalation. So let's do it together. With the sound. Deeply in. Exactly, deeply in. And now let's increase the sound into certain vibration. So it's going to be like allow the vibration to vibrate into all the cells and to change the chemistry, because you have the ability to introduce certain vibration of sound into all the cells. And how you do it? Simply by bringing in and letting go with the sound. May be like this, it may be just simple. It's all valid and it's all functional. 4 more times with the sound. Last one. And now let's come back to the last 10 breaths before our breath hold. Deeply in. Letting go. Deeply in. Letting go. 8. Deeply in. Letting go. When you let go, just learn to let go and release. 7. Deeply in. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Last one, fully in and fully out. And now fully in and let the out and hold your breath on the exhalation. Breath hold on the exhalation from now on. Holding our breath. Fully relaxed. Fully present. Close your eye. Go in. Into your physiology. Enjoy this vibration, that vitality that you have created. Again, don't force. If you feel the urge for that recovery breath, just take it in and hold it for 10-15 seconds. Otherwise, just enjoy this breath hold, this relaxation, this moment. And the way is to allow yourself to connect and feel your heartbeat. Where is the place that you can feel your heart? Feel it and slow it down. In 10 seconds, we're going to take that recovery breath if you're still holding. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deeply in and hold it in. Focus on the pineal gland And this time, squeeze gently the muscles of the belly and the chest and bring slightly more blood into the head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the body and let the air out. Now come back to your natural breathing pattern by breathing through the nose or through the mouth. I recommend through the nose. And for the next few minutes, let's allow the body frequency to adapt to the new chemistry that we have introduced now into our body, because we have introduced a new chemistry, a new change into our cellular level by releasing tons amount of adrenaline into the body, raising the alkalinity in our blood. So the body takes a moment. So allow the body to adapt. You're feeling fragile or very sensitive in that moment. It means you went deep. Just be with it. If emotions came up or sensations, everything is good. Just allow yourself to be with that. Let's stay a few moments more closed eyes. And this time we can focus on the pineal gland, the third eye, and see. Maybe we can see shapes, colors. It's the main nervous system that we have created more movement, more circulation there. So a few more moments there. Now it's a good moment to connect to something that you are grateful for. Maybe you're grateful for being one more day under the sun in this beautiful planet Earth, and you have one more day to serve your purpose, to be with your family, to connect to this feeling of gratitude. And because you have the ability, allow it to spread into all the cells. This is a high frequency of gratitude that you're able to spread. And now when you see that you can do it and you have the ability to spread it into all these human body cells, you can allow it to glow beyond the human body as the sun, and glow beyond the human body, and just allow it to shine and expand. Allow it to expand and expand. Thank you for being with me, and very feeling this high frequency on myself. I hope you feel it. I hope you keep on shining, because it's our time to shine, and to so grateful for you, brother, to allow me to be in this stage. It feels vibrant. I'm filled with gratitude to be able to share. Thank you so much.
It's an honor and a privilege. I'm in immense gratitude for who you be, your willingness to say yes on the train in India, to embrace what was given to you, to so masterfully share your heart and joy for life and transformation with everybody. When we met in Costa Rica for the free diving, and it's turned into this beautiful friendship, right? So absolutely incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, the gift that Yati just gave you right there is life-changing. And all it requires is just a little bit of self-love to continue to do it on a regular basis. In a second, as we come to close on this episode, I will have him share his direct contact information verbally, but it will be in hyperlinks underneath this episode on the site. So you'll be able to access him directly. Please reach out to him. He's an amazing, as you've heard the entire episode, true, authentic, loving, healing presence that is here to be of service. And he's got amazing amounts of different tools to be of service in you and your upgrades and transformation. Everything from teaching you how to paddleboard in Costa Rica to doing some deep body healing. So, so thank you, my brother. And just, ladies and gentlemen, just this moment, if you only give yourself just 5 minutes, to do some breathing, to bring you back into you, to leave the fight or flight, the sympathetic nerve system, to get into the parasympathetic or the rest and digest. And in that moment, reconnect to gratitude. What are you grateful for? It will consistently change your life, because that'll be the more of your walking state. Instead of, if we don't do this, most people stay in disconnect, fight or flight, stress, and wonder why their bodies break down and scream at them, right? So here's the gift, but now it's us to do the work. So Yati, thank you so much for taking the time out of the day to come share with us, my brother. And please, what's the best way for them to reach you? And again, these links will be hyperlinked in the episode.
So I will share 3 ways. The first will be Yati.or in Instagram.
So that's YATI.org. .or.
Yes, and then my cell phone plus 506 8913 800 0.
See, he's in such a beautiful space from the breathwork, he can't remember his own phone number. It's a beautiful state to get out of the mind and be in the heart.
And the third, surfing meditation, which is my passion. You can see the surfing shirt. I love surfing. So my email, surfingmeditation@gmail.com. I'll be happy to reply any question and anything you would like to share.
Excellent.
Or any idea or any. I'm also doing a live one-on-one breathing session. So people all around the world. So people invite me to do breath breathing session with them and consultation. So this also exists.
100%.
Yes.
So please, ladies and gentlemen, reach out to this man, connect with him. And then through the consultation, he'll show you what would be necessary to support you in your step, right? And then you can say yay or nay. So just take the action step and reach to him. And again, all these links will be underneath the episode. The last one, the email was surfingmeditation@gmail.com. So on that note, thank you for tuning in to the Tao Living. And Yati, my brother, thank you for who you be and for being in my life. Abundant blessings. Thank you for tuning in to the Tao Living podcast, The Art of Living. Now go to loucorletto.com, LOUCORLETO.com, to receive your free training, the operator's manual for your vehicle. See, when you buy a phone, you get a manual. When you buy a car, you get a manual. When you entered your body, no manual. Let me teach you how it's really designed to work. Also, help me help others and share this podcast far and wide, and subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Until next time, abundant blessings.